how do I choose the right people? Who are the people that I want to go to battle with?
Yeah.
Right? Because business is stressful enough. Sales is stressful enough. Why would you deal with those customers that do not want to do the things that you need them to do in order for them to benefit? It's the same thing like what you just said. Then why would I bring somebody onto my team that is not going to do the things that they need to do in order for them to benefit as a sales consultant or community manager or whatever role?
I think for me, one of my big risks was putting myself out there doing my podcast.
Yeah.
Right? Reaching out to women that are doing incredible work in our industry, not knowing who they were, but just knowing that they were doing incredible stuff. And I wanted to hear them and I wanted other people to hear their story and celebrate them.
What is going to be different this year in 2026? What's going to make that difference, right? All right, welcome to the Zone of Enrichment, the room of constant, never-ending improvement. This is Kaizen, and this is the Manufacture to Win podcast, and this is not my normal voice. But, ladies and gentlemen, listen, it's been a while. We have not been here with you guys because we've been making a huge move over the last 4 months, and we're getting ready to get started with 2026. We're a week away, and we felt that it was crucial to come in and speak to you about what's been going on, what's going to happen in 2026, and how you play a major role in this. So I'd love to welcome my lovely co-host here, Miss Marissa Flores Mascorro. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Just good? Oh my gosh.
I'm doing great. I am doing fabulous.
All right. So, folks, like I mentioned, man, we're heading into the new year. Everybody's got new goals. Everybody's got new resolutions. And so what we want to talk about is what is going to be different this year in 2026? What's going to make that difference, right? But in order to be able to relate it, I think it's important that we are able to use our own experience as an example, right? And because a lot of things have happened in 2025,
Yes.
right? The majority of them good,
Yes.
some bad, some just didn't work and things of that nature. Right, but how do you feel 2025 has gone for us?
I think 2025 was a whirlwind.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
what do you mean?
like a tornado. Well, we went from living in San Antonio to moving to Frisco. That decision was made within like 30 days, 45 days. We moved here, packing the kids, the family, everything, right? Came here. Our launch and our partnership with MHI with the new PHC training course is amazing. That's been great working. You worked with Lightspeed and, with Laura and Mark and everybody up there, Janet and Ann and everybody up at MHI to get that done and kicked off. That's been amazing. In between all the shows that we've attended, the conferences with MHI that we've attended, the meetings, the podcasts, the Zoom calls. I mean, the list goes on and on. It doesn't stop.
Yeah, that's for sure. There's been so much that's gone on, and there's so much that goes on behind the scenes that most people don't know. Yes. Just like with sales consultants, right? Just like with everybody out there and that's helping families move forward. There's so much that these ladies and gentlemen go through, have to do just to earn the business, right? And so it can be easy for anyone to say, man, it's just not working. It's not worth it. It's a lot of work, right? Because what I've come to see that sometimes what we have to do is kind of not slow down, but we actually do have to be aware and pay attention to what you actually have done.
Yes.
Because if not, you can lose sight of the fact you can think that you haven't accomplished anything when you've accomplished a lot. When you have done so much. And but at the same time, you also have to be very real with yourself if you haven't. And we know that there's a lot of people, a lot of you out there that haven't for whatever reason, right? Maybe they just didn't have the right support. They didn't have the right tools.
Or let's be real. They're just lazy.
Or they're lazy.
I mean, that's the truth. That's what I'm starting to come across.
It's that's a very hard truth to share with everybody. Okay, and the reality of it is this: guys, I was right there with you. For a very long time when I was out there selling or as a GM, I would convince myself that I was doing all of these things, that I was involved as much as I could, that I was doing everything that I possibly could. When now looking back, I realize, no, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. And it's because you get in that mentality of, well, it's not my store, right? I don't own it. So you take that employee mentality and you think that you just show up and you're kind of quote unquote clocking in, and you don't put in the effort, the same effort as if you had to sign the checks. Yeah. In other words, if you had to pay the light bill, you had to pay the electric bill, you had to pay the employees, you had to pay the contracts, you had to pay for the houses, everything that is going on around you that you kind of lose sight of, right? And it's happened to me in the past. And that's why I talk to a lot of people that when we travel around, and especially with our consulting clients, I tell all of their sales teams, like, you need to approach this business, your own office, as if that were your business. And if you had to sign those checks, what kind of work would you put in, right?
But I also think that the owners also need to look at who they're employing. It's just like what you say to the sales consultants. Not everybody's our buyer. Well, not everybody's your employee.
Yeah.
Because a lot of those employees put on a really good show, right? They're in the sales business, so they sell you that they're going to be the best employee for you to hire, and they end up being your worst nightmare.
Yeah.
So I think that we need to look at that too, right? Not everybody is our employee.
For sure. Not everybody is. And so that now we're talking about, how do I choose the right people? Who are the people that I want to go to battle with? Yeah. Right? Because business is stressful enough. Mm-hmm. Sales is stressful enough. Why would you deal with those customers that do not want to do the things that you need them to do in order for them to benefit? It's the same thing like what you just said. Then why would I bring somebody onto my team that is not going to do the things that they need to do in order for them to benefit as a sales consultant or community manager or whatever role?
Especially when there's policies and procedures in place.
That's right.
Especially when there's a daily routine right there for them. Why not use it?
A lot has become more clear for all of us, right? We've seen both sides of it now.
Yes.
And we've been at this April of 26 will be 3 years since we launched MH Sales Mastery. And so we've seen a lot. We've learned a lot. Like I said, we've gone through the struggles, and we have we've benefited as well.
But we've also grown.
And we've grown tremendous.
We've also been challenged.
Very much so.
Not just us, though, but our whole family.
Yes.
Our kids.
What challenges do they?
I know you say they
live the life.
I know, but they still have been challenged, right? It's not easy for a middle schooler, our middle son, Christian, to pick up in the middle of 7th grade and move over here and lose his friends, lose everything that he knows. He was looking forward to playing football for his middle school, right? But what did he do? He got up, and one thing I have learned is you got to get up and you got to pivot. And Christian did that. Jackson did that. Jackson was a little more hesitant, right? But he got on board and was like, okay, yeah, I know this is where I need to be to grow also and challenge myself. Yeah. And Sebastian, well, he just doesn't have a choice at 8 years old.
That's right. That's right. And so with all that being said, look, there's been a lot, like we said, a lot learned, a lot done. And so we want to get into that with you guys here as we start 2026, because, just like you have in the Chinese calendar, right? They have the year of the rat, the year of the horse. Mm-hmm. Well, for us here, it's the year of intentionality. 2026, you're going to hear me talk so much about this, because there are some days that I am like about to punch through a wall. When I'm dealing with some people, when I'm talking to some people, when all you're trying to do is help people do the things they said they wanted to do.
Right.
It's not even like you're like do this and you don't get anything out of it. You're simply trying to help people to accomplish the goals they set for themselves.
Yes.
And so, before you take it as, well, this is just a bitch session, let's get into the good stuff, right? So 2025, you brought up PHC.
Yes.
Why don't you tell the folks at home about that?
Well,
So I'm trying to save my voice here.
we partnered with Manufactured Housing Institute, right, to redo and rebrand their training, online training for professional housing consultants, right? Apparently that is a trademark. And
Yep.
in order to put that on your card or use that title, you have to take this course and be certified. So if you are telling people that you're a professional housing consultant and you haven't taken the course, you're not supposed
We're
to be
coming
doing
after you.
that.
No, I'm kidding. We're not.
But that was a huge success for us in 2025.
Yep.
It launched in October.
Yes.
Is it October,
We're in December
September
now?
now?
So October?
Yeah,
Yep.
about October. It's been very successful. It's doing well. We've gotten great feedback from that. And so all these people are becoming professional housing consultants.
Yep. For sure.
They get to see your beautiful face on there and hear that voice with honey in it.
Literally, I've got honey in my voice now because I'm trying to save my voice. That right there's some lessons to be learned from this, right? Even lessons here internally within our own family that we've had that I spoke about this morning to our team and more directly to two of our sons, which is you can't listen to the voices that are telling you to slow down. You can't listen to the voices of the people that are telling you to play it safe. Nothing good comes out of playing it safe. Everything is a risk. Guys, think about it. I heard this somewhere. There's no bigger risk than being alive. You know why? Because you don't make it out alive. You don't make it out alive. You know you're going to die at some point in time. So why not be bold? Why not take risks? Why not live your best life and do everything that you can to accomplish the things that you set forth for yourself? So with that being said, this was in November of 2024, right? And I've told you guys the story before, and I'll recap it for those that haven't heard it. But November 2024, I'm in Chicago for an MHI conference, the NCC, National Communities Council, and I reached one of my moments. I was sitting
I wasn't
there. Yes, she was not there to keep me in check, right? And so I keep hearing all of these people go up and talk about manufacturers and lenders and the owners and the this and the that, but nothing about sales, nothing about sales consultants, nothing remotely that have to do with that. And so that night, the first night, I go online, I go on LinkedIn, and I called out MHI for that. And I'm saying, when are you going to ever do anything for sales consultants? And so the next day I show up, and Mark, our good friend now, Mark Bowersox, president of MHI, stops me, says he wants to talk to me. Okay. And we got into talks about this and about their program and about what I thought we could do better and things of that nature. And yeah, a couple months later, we had a meeting with him and a couple other gentlemen in San Antonio at their winter meetings. We finalized all the details, went into production, went to Las Vegas, shot the whole thing, got it edited, and here we are.
Yeah.
All because you take a risk. It's always going to be a no unless you ask. It's always going to be a no unless you ask. And so that's one of the great things that happened in 2025. What's another risk that we took in 2025? I get these wild ideas, right? These hairs that pop up. I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's try this.
I think for me, one of my big risks was putting myself out there doing my podcast.
Yeah.
Right? Reaching out to women that are doing incredible work in our industry, not knowing who they were, but just knowing that they were doing incredible stuff, and I wanted to hear them, and I wanted other people to hear their story and celebrate them. And so that was a huge risk for me, getting myself out of my comfort zone and just getting out there and doing it. And speaking of, that's my new thing for 2026.
Which is what?
Staying out of my comfort zone, doing things out of my comfort zone and celebrating whatever success that brings. Even if it's a failure, I have to celebrate it, because for me to step out of my comfort zone is a big deal.
Yes, it is.
You have pushed me
Yes, it is.
to that.
You know, but speaking about this podcast, you know, when you take that leap and you take a risk and you start something new, you start to see where there's other things that you can do with it, right?
Right?
And I see, you know, we've discussed for 2026 what this has led to,
Yes,
right? You want to let the folks know what you're planning for 2026?
No,
on
not
this?
yet.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Not yet.
Now you can tell this is not scripted, right? This is
it's
not a
just gonna
scripted
be
podcast.
something great for the
Yes.
industry. Okay?
Yes.
I'm just going to leave it at that.
So with that being said, you know, I will commend you for it, because look, folks, you guys have heard me for years talk about how when I first, some of you may not know this, when I first started in the industry, okay, this lovely lady right over here, my wife, was not too proud of it.
No.
Right? She was not too excited about what I did for a living, and kind of didn't really like to tell people what it is that I did.
I said you were in real estate, weren't you?
Yes, she told people I was in real estate. But now to have you involved to the point where you are, you know, people actually, and they know you, and you see now for yourself what this industry is all about, the potential that the industry has, but also for yourself personally, like you mentioned, right? Getting to realize or understand how those little risks, really what it comes down to, and just like with you guys, it's more nerves and embarrassment
Yes.
than it is risk of it not working.
That's true.
We're so concerned of what everybody else is going to think and say, when you don't even realize that the majority of the people, it may take a little bit for them to get adjusted to it, but they're going to be like, oh yeah, that is a good idea. That is something good.
Yeah.
Right? And so,
I really think for me, it was embarrassment. It was like, oh my gosh, no one's going to even listen to this. No one's going to even want to, nobody cares what I have to say. But actually, not that they care, but they've supported me.
Right.
They've made me feel welcomed. And so it's been awesome.
Yeah,
And I'm not going to stop. I have a huge goal for 2026. And there are going to be some huge people
yeah. So
on my podcast.
if you have not watched it, you can see it. You go on our YouTube page, and
Nice.
it's, what's the name of the podcast?
Women in manufactured housing.
Built to Lead, right? Built to Lead, Women in
You caught me off
Manufactured
guard 'cause
Housing.
I was going to say something else. Sorry. But yes, go listen. Go check it out.
Yeah,
please.
check it out, share it, put it out there, because yes, I do believe that women could play an even bigger part in
Yes.
what this industry is doing, right? And like we were hinting at, there's something coming that I think all of you are gonna really, really benefit from, right?
Well, another thing that I feel was a huge goal for us in 2025 is all the people that we've met, all the people that we've crossed paths with, whether it was we were training them, or we met them at a show, or we met them at a conference, but everybody has brought something to us, and those relationships that we've built are just, I mean, that's what matters really.
And it's huge when you have people, when you start associating yourself with other people that feel and think the same way, right? That's one of the that's one of the biggest pet peeves that I have about this industry, is that everybody tries to isolate themselves so much because now I'm talking to you, the owners and managers out there. You're so worried that you're going to lose people, that somebody else is going to steal them away from you. If you put that same amount of energy and effort into building the right culture,
they won't leave.
And supporting your team the way that they won't leave. Mm-hmm. Why does that work in every other industry except ours? Why do people love working at the Googles and the all these other companies, right? But then we're so worried that, no, I can't. You can't go to this, and don't speak to them, and all that, because you're worried that your people are get stolen away from you. If you built the right culture, it starts with culture, and that culture has to be one where you, as an owner or as a leader, are supporting. You're serving your team. You don't boss them around. You have expectations. If they don't meet the expectations, totally different story, right? But it should be a culture. If we start working at that, and that's been the main thing for our company, when I launched it, was about revolutionizing the industry in the way that it operates, because that's one of the things that I really, really do not agree with. And because of that, in 2025, we launched a new little program that we started putting out there that has really started to take wings, right? Grow wings and get bigger, which is MH Sales Mastery Live.
Yes.
Right?
That's been super exciting to watch grow.
It was, the whole idea and the concept of this company was we were going to go directly to retailers, community operators, and work with their teams. Right? Which we've done, and we've done it a lot. I think we've worked with over 700 different sales consultants at this point in time over the last 2 years. But this year, I'm always looking at how we can innovate, what we can do differently, what can we. And one of the things is, I know that a lot of you are not with a company that has the culture that really pushes growth, right? And because of that, we decided to launch MH Sales Mastery Live, which is now, it gives you the opportunity as an individual to invest a little bit of money in yourself. You're telling your buyers all the time, invest in yourself, put money down on a house, do all these things, right? Well, is it bullshit, or are you living that as well? Do you invest in yourself just like you tell your buyers to invest? Because this gives you the opportunity to do it. You invest a few $100s, and now you're with us for 2.5 days now. This thing has grown to 2.5 days. And we bring speakers, some great speakers that have been at these events. Mm-hmm. We have some great training information that we go through. And we added VIP dinners. We added mixers. We really want to bring that energy and excitement to the industry with this. But again, like with everything, just like with you, for those of you that are struggling, this started from the ground floor. Yeah. Right?
It started. How many were at our very first one?
We had one person. One person at our first one.
But it was
fun. We had one person, and we did the first one. It was May of 2025.
Yeah.
May of 2025, did one in San Antonio, Texas. And so I said, hey, you know what? We're gonna be in Phoenix in June. We had to be in Orlando in July. I said, we might as well do one there while we're there. Yeah. Let's start announcing it. But we only had like a month in lead time. We had 3 people at the second one in Phoenix, right? But then by the time July rolled around in Orlando, we had like 19, okay, which is pretty damn good.
I think it's actually a little more than 19, but yes, about 20 something.
And then we did the last one in October
in Dallas.
In Dallas, and then we had I believe it was 40. We had 40 people there. 40 people, and some of the best speakers yet that we have had. It was powerful. It was fun. We had people that came to this thing from 6 different states.
Yes.
New York, Arizona, North Carolina, Tennessee, Florida, and Texas, and I'm missing one. And so it's it's crazy to see things grow and evolve. But that's why I tell you that you guys have so much opportunity in front of you, because we're kind of building this from the ground up. You're in an industry that already exists. As a sales consultant or a community manager, all you got to do is put in the work. You got to have the belief. And yeah, you know what? Sometimes you're going to have those doubts. I have those doubts all the time. You know, I worry about those things. It's that healthy paranoia that you need to have in order to be able to truly reach new heights and new levels, right? But now we've got it going for 2026.
Yes, it's
right?
exciting.
So here we are, the last week of 2025, and already to date we're like 30% of the room filled with people that have already bought tickets from different states that are going to be in Phoenix. We're going to do
exciting.
Yeah, we're going to do one in Chicago in May. We're going to be in Orlando in July, and we're going to be back in Dallas in October. So you should go and invest in yourself. Be out there with us and be a part of this movement that is MH Sales Mastery Live, right? But with that being said, you know, there's so many other things that happened in 2020, like the move. We moved, you know, for the sake of our business to grow it even more. But now we're heading into 2026, our year of intentionality.
Intentionality, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So we have very bold goals for the company and things that we're going to do. But what are your thoughts about this coming year?
About 2026? I don't know. I think it's going to be a blur because there's going to be so much going on that I'm so excited about. There's another new program, not just something that I'm putting together, something that y'all are doing as well. You with somebody else that's coming on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You forgot about that.
That's right.
Something else. We're not
Owners.
going to talk about it yet, but that's coming up. Our marketing team is growing, which I love. I feel like everybody that we have in place right now has helped us grow. And I love seeing that happen. So I feel like 2026, people always are laughing and saying that they see your face everywhere. Well, just wait. It's going to be even more places now, right? I'm just excited to see because the two programs that you and I are working on are going to be fabulous.
Yeah, they are. They're, you know, from what Marissa's doing, we've got another program, like she mentioned, that we're putting together. And we've got somebody else, another powerful person within the industry that's going to be with us for that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Also, before you go on, I have to say we have somebody new on our team. Her name is Jasmine. She is absolutely fabulous. She wears many different hats, but she is kicking some butt for us.
Yep. That's for sure.
Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, Jasmine, for all you do.
Yes, thank you.
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
And we appreciate the marketing team.
That's for sure. And that's what I tell you guys. I mean, it's going to be scary. And guess what? It never stops. It never stops. Okay?
It doesn't. I was going to say is last night I was up with our 8-year-old and he asked me, Mom, what are you working on? And it was already about midnight, after midnight. Everybody was asleep except him and I. We were actually watching Rocky IV, the end of Creed 3, and we went into Rocky IV. But I told him, I said, I'm writing out my goals. And I'm writing out my goals with dates because I'm going to celebrate my small wins. But this is something that I want to have accomplished by December of 2026. Oh, he was like, wow, Mom, that's okay. Well, read them to me. So we went through them, right? He says, okay, well, I want to do my goals. So I sat down with our 8-year-old and we did his goals. He did school, goals for school, 3 goals for school, 3 for personal. He has 1 big goal. And I'm going to say it because our 19-year-old is going to get a kick out of this. But his big goal, his big, huge dream goal that he wants is he wants to see the Bills win a Super Bowl. And that's what he put on there. And then he put a goal for each family member that he's going to discuss with them. So it was great hearing him.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Seeing how he watches what we're doing, and he's doing it at 8 years old.
That's fantastic, you know, and so when you stop to think about it, guys, as you move into the new year, you've got to look at your goals, you set your goals, And goals are things you're looking to accomplish, not things that you've done already, obviously, right? And like I was talking to a group earlier today, you don't reach goals by staying the same. So when you put these goals down, what you need to go do on top of that is figure out what needs to change with you to accomplish those goals. Don't look at everybody else. Well, this needs to be right. Oh, the rates have to come down, the prices have to come down, and buyers have to be less scared. No, screw that. What needs to change with you in order to reach those goals? Who do you need to become to actually hit those goals? Because I will tell you, everything that we've put in front of ourselves, the first goal for this company, I'll tell you, my idea behind the company was that it was just going to be online based. It was going to be a video program that everybody was going to buy. That was my thing. Everybody's going to want it. Nobody bought it. Heck, it's something that we give away now. We give it away to our clients. So what I'm trying to tell you is what you think is going to be one thing turns out to be something else. So in other words, I had this goal, but I had to change and become something different in order to accomplish what had to be done. And every year we continue to grow, we continue to push ourselves, we continue to push the limits, because that is what keeps you moving forward. That's what keeps you becoming who you need to be and achieving these goals. Without it, if you stay the same, as I like to say, if nothing changes, nothing changes. Okay? And so with that being said, we've got so many other things that we're planning for 2026. And just like Marissa, I have something for 2026 that I have not shared with the team either, because I don't want to freak them out yet. Right? So that will be coming. I'll talk to them more once we get through the first quarter of the year. And then we're really going to push hard for the second half of 2026, starting with Q2. But now I challenge you to go out and do the same. Be intentional. Push yourself and get out of your comfort zone, because nothing good comes from being in the same place you've always been. So if you want to make drastic improvements, drastic changes, you need to push yourself outside of your comfort zone.
Yes. And one last thing that I want to say is I do want to thank everybody, all the companies, the manufacturers, everybody that is in our industry that have supported everything that we have done. Because a lot has been done, but it wouldn't have been possible without your support. So thank you. Thank you for believing in our mission and what we're doing.
All right. Well, with that, folks, we are headed into 2026, and we hope that you make 2026 your best year yet. Remember that we're here to help you in any way that we possibly can.
Yes.
So reach out to us, share everything that you see here. This little book right here, that's another little something, okay, that is new to us. We brought it out in 2025. It's even better in 2026. The Path to Mastery Planner. If you want to take control of your career, your business, you need to get a hold of one of these, man. All right, guys, we'll be talking soon. Take care. 2026, here we come.